San Francisco Bay is where I live. It's the second largest estuary on the West Coast, and it's a prime example of how we can restore nature because it's a living habitat. You see a clarity in the water that hasn't been there for 150 years. It's not coincidence, it's the result of people making a conscious choice to protect and restore the natural habitat.
Early in the 1900s, we started filling in the bay and covering salt marshes, and we're now sitting on top of what used to be one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet, which is a salt marsh. I don't think a lot of people realize that, and I hope this activation will kind of bring that marine life back into the streets of Emeryville where it still belongs.
Through our Sea Walls Artists for Oceans program, we bring the oceans into the streets by creating large-scale public artworks that help speak to pressing ocean environmental issues such as plastic pollution, ocean acidification, biodiversity loss. We created close to 500 murals in 19 countries. This year is PangeaSeed Foundation's 10-year anniversary, so we're very excited to be bringing the project to Emeryville this week.
Sea Walls has always been a big inspiration for me as an artist, so when they invited me and Alex Underwood for Sea Walls Maui, I was over the moon. And after I went through that process as an invited artist and saw just the benefit of being around the community of artists and seeing how the community of Maui reacted to the festival itself, it just kind of spurred this urge to keep it going and do it here in Emeryville.
So for the past almost 2 years now, Joy and I have been working with the PangeaSeed team. Everything from fundraising, grassroots fundraising with local businesses and companies around here in Emeryville, to reaching out to building owners, securing the artists. It's been a wild ride, a lot of different components, and really interesting being an artist and being on the other side of organizing. Emeryville seems like a prime location for a Sea Walls activation. We are a small city nestled in between Berkeley and Oakland, so it's kind of an unsuspecting place. But we have a long history here of pollution, injustice to indigenous peoples, injustice to our native watershed here.
We actually include artist excursions at the beginning of the week where we have local scientists talk to the artists as well as educate them on the environmental issues here.
San Francisco Bay is ecologically important because estuaries are important. It's the second biggest on the West Coast. Mangroves sequester more carbon than rainforests and redwoods. And in terms of climate, marine plants like the eelgrass in San Francisco Bay are incredible sequesters of carbon. We call it blue carbon.
We like to refer to ourselves as the mightiest little city in the Bay Area. It's a dynamic place that's got a lot of residential components to it. It's a transit hub. It's in the heart of the East Bay. But it's a really eclectic and exciting community full of creative people.
When I think about the role of art, I just think about how everyone needs a flag. You know, it's just a way that you can identify kindred spirits when it comes to the movement and when it comes to the side that you stand on. I also feel like, you know, the politics, what we're dealing with when it comes to activism, it can be so polarizing. And art can be something that brings both sides together. It's that palette, it's that glue, it's what brings things together, and that's what I hope to do with my work.
The opportunity for our students to engage in the project was definitely empowering for our students. We're having conversations while they were working on the art together, and even have shared how they would love to do more murals to bring their voice. And so it was definitely an opportunity for our students to see themselves as agents of change.
I loved taking residents and visitors alike on the Sea Walls Emeryville urban hike this morning. We had probably about 100 people who joined us on the walk this morning. We got to see about 10 or 11 of the 15 murals that have been installed over the past week here in Emeryville. My hope for the impact that these murals have on the community is that they allow us to continue a discussion that began with the presence of Sea Walls Emeryville coming to town. The world is a one-time opportunity for all of us, and we take it for granted far too often. In my role as a policymaker, I'm charged with doing the best things for the safety, wellness, and health of the public. And the number one thing that we should be doing is protecting the planet for the future.
Art has a really unique way of being able to reach people and give them messages that they wouldn't normally get through like reading literature or being like lectured to. So in terms of activism, I think it will both educate people in really like interesting ways and hopefully encourage people to actually like take action to do certain things that will benefit society, the environment, future generations.
We're at a crisis point on our blue planet. We're at a stage of triage. We're going to save what we can while we can. People can turn enough around so that we save the basic threads of the tapestry of life.